Hello guys, welcome to the first tutorial, number 1 of scripting tutorials for noobs. Starting off, we're going to be showing you the very basics of how to script in Roblox Studio. First of all, for today, I'm going to be inserting a part into Workspace, and it can be named whatever, but that doesn't really matter right now. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to go down right here where it says insert object, and I'm going to insert a script. Now, right off the bat, you'll notice in here, inside of your script, there's these little numbers right here, and this line, print hello world. So, right here, what do these mean and why do we need them? Well, this right here, line 1, means this up here is line 1. Down here, this is line 2. So if I get rid of all that, I'm now left with one line. So I'm going to write my code here. Now, in scripting, you are going to have functions. And every script has functions. So, there are two ways to create a function. First kind, for example, that's the first type. It doesn't have to be done like this. It can be script.parent dot anything. It can just, as long as it works. But, and then there's the second time, function name. I'm just going to call that function name, or actually like this, function name. And that creates a function, but if I go under here, script.parent dot whatever I want my event to be. So I'm gonna say touched, because that's what I'm gonna make my event. So when it's touched, when I touch it, when my character touches the part, it's going to connect and it's going to do the function. But the function, you'll notice, has a name. So we're gonna put in the function name, which is function name. This can be named whatever you want. I recommend doing it something that's related to your function or your script, but this will basically say when the part is touched, it's going to do what's located in here. It's going to do that function. So I'm going to start off with number 1 for today. We're going to show you how to just make basic scripts. So you'll notice over here there's the script in your Explorer. If you do not have Explorer open, you can come over here to the top of the screen where it says Home, Model, Test, and View. Then click View, and you'll notice Explorer and Properties. Click Explorer and Properties, and these should come up. You notice Script is located inside of Part. Why is this? Well, if I were to move this into Workspace, now that is located in Workspace, but in Roblox Studio and Lua in general, you look at this as parent and child. So if I move this back into part, you'll notice that script is in part. So we're going to call this the child of part. And part is the parent. And part is also a child of Workspace, because it is located in Workspace. And Workspace is the parent. So, now we can move on to creating our general script. For today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a touched event. I'm going to start off with script, meaning this script. You'll notice it's in a blue font. If it's a blue font, that should mean that it's an event type, or it's a child, or it's a parent. So now if I'm going to say .parent, which now means this script's parent, which is part. So now we're talking about the part, and now I'm going to say .touched. So now I'm going to say when my character touches, or any character, when something touches part will connect, function, which will do what's in here. Right here on line 2, where my cursor is, you'll notice there's a line right here. This line is where I'm going to write my function. So if we look at what we have so far, we have 3 lines of code. The first line basically symbolizes that when my part is touched, it's going to do what is below here. And then right here, it's going to have end and the symbol. So why does it have end? End is kind of like the period at the end of a sentence. It's the end of this function. So now we're going to write our code, our function. I'm going to say script. We're talking about the script. I'm going to say dot parent. So the part will be affected. I'm going to say dot. And you'll notice Roblox Studio has this. Something that's extremely useful. It's a suggestions box. A lot of coding programs that allow you to code and write code within the program has this. And Roblox Studio has one too. So there's a lot of them. If you want to use your arrow keys, you can do that, down and up. You can do that. So, or you can just scroll down. But for today, I'm going to show you the basics. Transparency. What is transparency? Transparency is another word for the visibility of something. So I'm going to say dot transparency equals, and then I'm going to write a number. With transparencies, anything above, if it's 1 or more, it will make it completely invisible. You can't walk through it, but it will be completely invisible. So for now, I'm going to write 1. So let's test it out. If I click play, and I spawn into my map, I can see my part over here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to click it, or touch it. What's this? It just did my function. I touched it, and it's invisible, but you notice like I'm standing on air. Well, that's because it may be invisible, but you cannot walk through it. Next, that's transparency, and now we have something called can collide. Something a lot of people know and really enjoy coding with. If you're a more advanced scripter, or you've been a scripter in the past, or do know the basics, you'd know that can collide is something coders love to use, because can collide in Lua, or Roblox Lua, is basically the collidance, exactly what it says in it. Can collide. Can collide is whether or not you can walk through something or not. So if I say can collide equals, now this is a type that can only be equal to true or false. So what happens if I do true? That will mean the can collide will be true, which means I cannot walk through it. But if I set this to false, what will happen? What's this? I can walk straight through. Pretty cool, huh? If I can walk straight through, imagine that. I could probably make doors and windows. Pretty cool, huh? So now with this, what can we code? Let's try making a door. I'm going to change the material to wood. Of course, you guys don't have to do this. You can do whichever you'd like, but I'm going to make it like a door. So I'm going to go into my script, and if I want to make it like a touched door, so when I touch it, it does something, right? I want to make it like a door. So what happens with a door? So you usually have a handle on a door, although we're doing a touch event. So when we touch it, we're going to want to make it can collide, so we can walk through it, but if we want to add a little bit more professional touch to it, we're going to make it transparent too. So I'm going to say script.parent.transparency. It's going to equal, I'm going to say 0.7 is good. Of course, you can make this whatever you want. In fact, it could even be 1 if you wanted it to be, but I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't look too professional. I like using 1.5 or 1.7 usually. So now if I go into my game, I'm going to notice the part is here. So, let's see what happens when we walk through it. Cool. I can walk through it, and that looks pretty professional. It's transparent and everything. I can walk through it, cool door. But now everyone can just walk through it, and it is just going to be like this forever. How do we change this? We're going to use something called the weight aspect. If I type weight, inside of here, I can add 2 parentheses. Within these parentheses, I'm going to write, sorry, not parentheses, no parentheses right here, but right here I'm going to write a number of any amount of time I wanted to wait till I change something. So I'm going to write wait, I'm going to make my time 2, and under here I'm going to make, I want it to change, so I'd probably say the opposite of what is right here. So I'm going to say script.parent.canCollide equals true. And then under it, I'm going to say script.parent.transparency equals 0. So that will reset it. Now let's check this out. If I walk over to it, it should do the same thing as last time, right? No. It'll do what we just changed it to. I walk through it, and it changes. Walk through it, it changes. Walk through it, changes. And it'll continue to do that. That was tutorial 1 of many more to come. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. And make sure to tell your friends about it so they can learn too.